I am thrilled to announce that we are awarding the 2022 Hunger Free Community Award to Oregon Food Bank. Now we're going to see a short video highlighting their work.
860,000 people in Oregon and Southwest Washington access food from one of the 1,400 food sites that are associated with the Oregon Food Bank Network. We're sitting in the statewide headquarters for Oregon Food Bank. It is the regional food bank for Multnomah and Clackamas counties. This is also the statewide warehouse, so food comes in by the truckload and gets split 21 ways. We are unique in that we are statewide and that we are organized as a network that has existed for 40 years now, very collaborative, and lots of local leadership.
Really incredible to be connected to the community in this way. Food is a universal language.
Having the ability to be part of Oregon Food Bank communities means giving back to the community. I see that Oregon Food Bank helped a lot of people, especially providing food to the community of color.
When I was growing up, I had a lot of friends personally who got food from Oregon Food Bank. It's an organization that actually has actionable results and helps a lot of people.
I used to think that we could solve this problem with enough food. And now I know that's not the fundamental problem, because on the day when we distribute enough food, we'll have to do the same thing the next day and the next day and the next day. We're working on the root causes of hunger so that we are not just about getting people food today, but we're about putting ourselves out of business and creating a world in which hunger never happens.
What a powerful video. Now, I would love to introduce to you Susannah Morgan. And as you can see, the video demonstrates the great work that Oregon Food Bank is doing. And now to accept the 2022 Hunger Free Community Award is Susannah Morgan, who's the CEO of Oregon Food Bank. Under Susannah's leadership, Oregon Food Bank has pursued a vision for resilient communities that never go hungry, prioritizing equity, pursuing policy solutions, and significantly increasing distribution of fresh regional produce. And Susannah's career started in the mid-90s at the San Francisco Marin Food Bank. And she also served, I think, over a decade. She led the Food Bank of Alaska, their food distribution, while establishing the state's first anti-hunger advocacy program. So now I'm going to turn it over to Suzanne to accept the award.
Thank you so much, Minerva. It's so wonderful to be with you all today. All of us gathered under the Alliance banner play such an important role in the movement towards hunger-free communities. It means a great deal to me and to all of us here at Oregon Food Bank to have our work recognized with this year's Hunger Free Community Award. Our vision is to build resilient communities that never go hungry. And this vision is firmly rooted in the truth that anyone who has experienced food insecurity knows all too well that hunger isn't just a single empty stomach or an individual experience. That hunger is a community-wide symptom of exclusion, of not having enough nutritious food, enough income, enough power, enough represented voice. Hunger is a symptom of barriers to employment, education, housing, and healthcare. And more than anything else, hunger is a systemic challenge, one that requires systemic solutions. So yes, we're a network of food banks here in Oregon and Southwest Washington. Like so many of you, food is at the core of our work because it's essential to our daily lives. And with the rising cost of food and housing, we expect as many as 1.5 million people will access vital food assistance through our network this year, nearly double what we saw pre-pandemic. And yet, as I said in the video, we truly can't end hunger from food alone. We have to take action to prevent hunger from happening in the first place. And to get there, we have to be honest about the frameworks in which we've historically operated. First, we have to be honest about the policies and systems that drive hunger and poverty in our community. And that includes naming systemic racism, sexism, classism, and anti-immigrant discrimination that shows up far too often in food assistance, housing support, and other programs. And we have to be willing to leverage our institutional reputations to address it. Second, we need to be honest about who these policies and systems were designed to impact, include, or outright oppress. In our part of the country, the communities struggling with the highest rates of food insecurity are those who face disproportionate hunger and poverty for generations. Our communities of color, immigrants, refugees, and migrants, trans and gender diverse communities, and single moms, single caregivers. So when we design and evaluate programs, when we determine our policy agendas, when we look inward at the makeup of our leadership, these realities and communities need to be at the center of every decision we make, every action we take. At Oregon Food Bank, this shows up as a growing majority of staff, board, and grassroots leaders who bring lived experience of hunger and oppression to the work. And it shows up in our public policy efforts where community leaders with lived experience of hunger identify the best pathways to address hunger at its roots and set our public policy agenda. And I know we're not alone in this systemic, equity-informed, community-led approach, and we're certainly in good company here at the Hunger Free Community Summit. Together, we can build communities that never go hungry. We can build communities where every voice matters. We can build communities that share responsibility for each other and the common good. Because while hunger is big, our collective power for change is bigger. Thank you so much for this honor and so much for being part of this community.